I'm back on the boat. 2 months ago, I left the boat here in St. Lucia for a family trip in the Bahamas and a much needed visit to see family and friends back in Missouri. We had a celebration of life for my grandmother, a friend's wedding, and on a lighter note, I have a huge shout out to our family friend and doctor, Dr. Ibsen, who made a last minute home visit to remove my toenail that I smashed in Guadalupe before I left. After all this time, I am so excited to be back and can't wait to share what's in store these next few months, beginning with a Category 4 hurricane headed my way. Good morning. This is my first vlog since the Bahamas trip. I did the little intro so you guys know it's all good. I flew from Missouri to Fort Lauderdale, landed yesterday morning. My grandfather's in Fort Lauderdale and it's kind of where I keep a lot of my things and it's where I get stuff shipped to. So I came here to pack all my bags. I have way too much going back this time. I went to the vet about a week and a half ago to get Mako's health certificate, the parasite treatment St. Lucia asked for. So yesterday was Monday. Even at 6 o'clock Eastern time, the vet in Missouri had still not received the health certificate back from the people, and they are not releasing it because Mako's titer test is apparently not the right paper. So our flight's at 10:20, which means we need to be checked in at 9:20. 9:20 Eastern time is 8:20 Central time, which means I have about 20 minutes to get the health certificate and call the vet here who sent off Mako's paperwork, titer test, a year ago, and hope that they have another piece of paper for it because the people that do the health certificate are saying that the one he has isn't right, even though every country has been accepting it for the past 8 months. Hi, Bub. You're the problem child today, aren't you? Honestly, if they don't have a paper, then I'm probably gonna leave the airport because I know that battling the other people is probably not gonna happen within 20 minutes. And I have so much stuff, so it's not gonna be fun to lug it all around, but I'm not gonna leave Mako here. This is so stressful, but there's no way around it, and this is just something that comes with traveling a lot, and good thing that it's only a 4-hour flight. See what happens. We did not make it. I was in contact with USDA all morning and they were amazing, except for the vet that is signing off on Mako's paperwork with the USDA, not any of the vets I visit. It was terrible. I told her like, hey, the paperwork I have is accepted everywhere. Like every country has taken it. Even the lab that has to send the same paperwork but with a stamp on it, even though they have the blood work, they're shocked that this lady is causing an issue. But then at the end of the call, she told me, well, you can just leave your pet at home, or like with not a nice voice, said like, you don't have to travel with your pet, or you can just leave him, something like that. Which is, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. That's fun, so I'm just gonna spend the day editing and going to the gym and relaxing. But Mako's very happy that we're not flying today. Mako's paperwork was approved 10 minutes before the St. Lucia office closed. Oh my gosh. Are you happy? We're gonna go home today. Can't wait to fix the windlass tomorrow, hopefully, and some other things. So I have a lot coming up, super excited, and things are gonna start off quick. I hope you guys enjoy, and we're just praying for safe travels. We'll see you on the boat. Are you ready to go to the boat? It's already hot, isn't it? I'm officially back on the boat. A little update. There's a Category 2 or 3 hurricane coming. I'm super protected in Marigot Bay. Clam Shack, who you guys have seen all season, is right next door. They were supposed to leave today, like flying out, and they decided to stay, which I'm kind of happy about. So there's going to be 3 of us watching our 2 boats, preparing them. We're in a super good hurricane hole. It should be completely fine, but we're going to prepare for worst case scenario and mainly tornadoes because those can appear anywhere when hurricanes go over. Second update is the boat looks great. I did ask to get it waxed while I was gone. I don't think they waxed it, and if they did, it was not a good job. One more thing I will have to do, which is fine. I was just hoping to treat myself a little bit. I have parts to fix the windlass. It shouldn't take too long. I'm hoping these parts work. I have all these parts and it should be fairly straightforward. Well, I know I mentioned in the little Q&A I did about what was wrong with it, but basically there's a spring that's going gone bad, I need to replace that. It's not the Gypsy, it's none of that. So when I got this windlass, I had it installed in Puerto Rico where the boat was because the boat could not move. 7 months after Puerto Rico installed it, the windlass was messed up. It was misaligned. Everything was wrong with it pretty much. Florida Rigging and Hydraulics has been amazing, and they came down about 1 year ago. They realigned my windlass, replaced all parts that needed to be replaced. We even put a new chain on, even though the chains I did have were 3/8, but we put a new chain on, so it's none of that. Like, everything is fine. The structure it's sitting on, it's not gonna fall out. The bolts are like 10 inches long. That windlass is not going anywhere. It did need to be tightened, and I did tighten it, and I'll be tightening it again today, but it is not going anywhere, and the chain is the right size. So I'm about to hopefully fix it. I think the only other thing that would be wrong, when it was slipping, it did wear down the Gypsy, and then I may have to get a new Gypsy. That's the only other thing that I would probably need. Fun upgrades. I don't have too much boat work to do. Knock on wood. That's gonna be today. It is very hot outside. Hopefully I can get a tan and my hair blonde again. Windlass is put back together, and we're about to see if it will actually work. Show you real quick what I did. So right here, this was not hugging it. So I can show you on the old one, there's this spring here. It just wasn't working apparently. So they think that this spring was the problem. I hope it was, but we're about to find out. And I dropped the anchor right now, probably 10 feet, because that's the part where it actually struggles. We'll find out. Windlass officially works. I'm so happy. That was all it was. There's this little gray part in it that I did not put back in the right spot, so it can't release the windlass. Can't release the anchor as much as I need to, so I need to go fix that. But I noticed there was salt water on my bedroom floor, and my AC is leaking. I'm gonna go take care of that before the batteries get messed up and all my electric systems, and then I'm gonna come finish fixing this. But I'm so happy. Are you gonna go visit? You wanna play fetch? I got so much done today. Windlass is working, my washer's working, I replaced a hinge in the door, AC. The problem with that wasn't there. New problem, it's fixed. Put the cover on the hydrovanks, I brought the screws back. It was a very productive day. I feel so good being back. I had such a good day after a break. And knowing where I was before I left, knowing where a lot of cruisers are right now, it's a hard time for sailors. Like, when it starts getting hot and you've been sailing for 8 to 10 months, sometimes more, you start to get burnt out. It becomes a lot. I mean, you start thinking, do I even want to sail anymore? Is this the right life for me? Do I love it? I love being out here so much, but it's easy to get caught up in the negatives and the hard part when you're just so exhausted. I'm so grateful I was able to take that break, because it's much needed. For any of you that are about to take your break, you're gonna feel so much better and you're gonna live life again when you come back. Yeah, I'm just excited for the upcoming days and month. Despite the hurricane coming, I think we'll be fine. So I'm not too stressed about the current forecast. Good morning. Today is Saturday and the hurricane is supposed to hit on Monday. We're gonna start getting bands tomorrow. The wind is kind of heavier than it was, so it's gone from like 0 knots to actually feeling it at like 5 knots. Today, before the wind really picks up and the rain really starts, I'm going to get the boat ready. I'm going to be moving the boat forward away from the dock, dropping the dinghy so I can actually get on and off the boat once I move it away. And then I'm also going to be moving it to the left because I'm right next to clam shack. And then we're going to put my dinghy in between the two of our boats. One side of it will be tied on my boat and the other on theirs. That way it can't flip, and then it's also protected. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the sail yet. I'm leaning towards keeping it up. As far as the bimini top goes, it's definitely staying up. It's not a big enough storm to take all the solar panels off. If I think it's going to be a problem, I'm going to take a line and tie the biminis and the bimini top and solar to the boat just for extra reinforcement. Pull the paddleboard into the cockpit right before the storm starts. Today is going to be a busy but not busy day. We have less than 12 hours before we really start getting some wind, start feeling the first band. I think that's all to say. Hopefully we're strapped in good. It's evening. We've been spending the whole day tying up the boat. Now we're gonna go dinghy and look at all the boats that are in the mangroves. A lot of local boats moved in today, tied up. So we're gonna go check that out with my dinghy since it's down and take notes. I've never filmed from this angle before. A couple weeks ago, I went through an interview process with some girls on Instagram. I'm bringing 3 girls on over the course of the next 3 weeks. They're each staying for 10 days. I'm super excited. It's gonna be so much fun having some girls around to help out, to dive with, hike with, explore, all of the things. So Anna, the first one, is flying in tonight, barely in time. And the next girl, Phoebe, is flying in on Tuesday. I don't know if her flight's gonna get in. It's gonna depend a lot on tomorrow. The boat's been sitting for 2 months, so I've been kind of getting it ready. Her room is now ready. The boat is pretty secure. The nerves are hitting, by the way. Like, we're 24 hours out. We're about 2.5 hours out from the next forecast that I trust. It keeps pushing south with every forecast, so I am holding hope in that. And I hate to say that because that is so selfish. My boat is prepped for it to hit south. It is not prepped to have a now category 4 hurricane come right over St. Lucia. My boat is not prepped for that at all. So if there's any chance that it is going to turn north, I will be jumping on all this immediately. We're not getting much wind yet, maybe 15 knots in here maximum. There's so many things going on right now. It's so stressful. I'd say the girls flying in was the least of my concern. I could have them flying into anywhere else. My primary reason for staying here is that it is protected by elevation from every side, even the south side. If we were on the south side of the storm, we would get some west wind, but we would not get a lot of swell because there's an island out there. We're just so protected in here. And there's mangroves to tie up too if it came down to that. That is one reason I stayed here. It just is a great hurricane hole here in Marigot Bay. The second reason is that this storm has been predicted to be in the middle between here and Grenada, or hitting St. Lucia on the spot, which means we'd have more of the north wind and not the south wind. Grenada right now is about to have 100 to 150 mile per hour winds coming from the south, and every anchorage in there is not safe. There is not a safe anchorage in Grenada right now. My heart hurts so bad for all the boats that are there, the ones that are left, the people that are there with their boats who will probably have to evacuate their boats tonight. There are a million circumstances to why you can't sail or why you choose to stay. Every boat owner knows what decision is right for them and their boat. So those who have stayed, they either had to leave their boat months ago. It was safer for them to stay on land and protect themselves. So many boats between the hours of 2 a.m. even now 12 have left Grenada and sailed down to Trinidad, which is supposed to be out of the way and also probably better anchorages. I don't know much about Trinidad. They'd be on the south side of the storm, which means it's north wind versus south wind, so they probably are much more protected there. And I just feel for everyone who's been prepping their boats and now had to sail 90 miles, because 90 miles is not a short sail by any means. There must have been so many boats going there. Like, I'll attach the screenshot, and I know you're gonna hear there are many channels that are actually doing this, and I definitely go check their videos out because I can't imagine what they're going through. So if we do need to evacuate, there is tons of structure right behind the boat, but there's also a gym that's open to us all the time, and it's concrete, and there's 2 floors, so there's more of a basement and a second floor. Happy hurricane season. This is the first category 4 hurricane to hit in June, by the way, which can say a lot about the remainder of the season. I honestly don't know what the rest of my season is going to look like. I just did a Q&A and I have no idea. I may not be going to Grenada this year. We'll see. You can't get off, can you? No, sir. Come here. Let's get your tail. Oh. It's about 9 or 10 a.m. I'm not really sure. We've had wind of 15 to 20 knots. I think we may have just gotten our first 30-knot gust. We still have 3 hours till the main thing goes through south, but we're super protected and super out of the cone. Well, I'm not too concerned if this is all we're getting. It's gonna be a cozy, relaxing day. So it's about 5:30 p.m. The worst has definitely passed. We're just getting a couple showers coming over. It's super muddy, but it was no big deal. I don't think we saw winds over 35 knots, and I think that's pushing it if we did even see 35 knots. It's cool out, cloudy, and tomorrow should be sunny before the next wave comes through. We had a little bit more rain last night and some more rain this morning, but it's beautiful, sunny. The islands in the south did not get as lucky. By the time this video is posted, I don't know what information is out there. I don't know what videos have been done, but I will try to link some YouTube channels that have posted content of the southern islands because they are not as well off. In the next coming weeks, I will be finding out efforts of what I can do. If I can get down there and help physically in a couple weeks, I'm definitely going to be doing that. I will keep you guys posted. This will obviously be delayed, but my Instagram is pretty current with all of this if you had seen my Instagram when all this was happening. And we got extremely lucky, and this is an amazing hurricane hole here in Marigot Bay in St. Lucia. After spending my first few seasons in the Bahamas, I chose to sail to Grenada to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to leave the Bahamas and head down to the Caribbean. I don't know anything about cruising there. The island and the community of Grenada quickly stole my heart, as it has for so many sailors that call this island home for hurricane season. 2 weeks ago, as I was prepping to sail down to Grenada, for the second year in a row, myself and many other sailors noticed a storm coming. Hurricane Beryl intensified to a Category 4 hurricane in only days. I prepared my boat and waited 80 miles north of the Eye in St. Lucia. I was extremely lucky. However, the small islands that took a direct hit, like Carriacou, have a long road of recovery ahead of them. This traumatic event is very close to my heart, as my hometown Joplin, Missouri was devastated by an EF5 tornado years ago. That being said, I'm extremely excited to be partnering with RISE, whose goal is to help rebuild and restore Grenada's surrounding islands with your help through volunteering and/or donations.
Send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I